Hello, lords and ladies. Welcome back to Cartoon Hangout, your place for all things cartoon. While perusing Kim Cartoon, I came across a new cartoon I hadn't heard of before called Pantheon. All I had to go on was an image, and Wikipedia didn't explain what it was about, but hey, the art style seemed nice, so I went ahead and watched it. The show is an animated drama based on short stories written by Ken Liu that premiered on AMC+, AMC's streaming site, I presume. Didn't even know they had one. I'm going to do my best to describe this show, but I've only seen the first episode, so you'll have to bear with me. Pantheon follows a group of characters, like Maddie and Caspian, each of them with their own trials and tribulations. Maddie's dad passed away 2 years prior, and she's being bullied by some girls from school. Caspian is a quiet, smart goth that people write off as the next school shooter, who comes from a dysfunctional family. It's a drama, even if it's a cartoon, so that all comes with the territory. As the episode progresses, we start to see some really weird shit start to happen. Maddie gets strange emoji-laden messages from a mysterious person, while Caspian's mother seems to be in contact with some shadowy organization, later revealed to be hidden in an icy location, maybe the Arctic. There's also talk about uploading a person's mind to the cloud. It's all very singularity themed. And as the episode winds down, it becomes apparent that Maddie's father may still be alive, perhaps uploaded onto a computer. I mean, I say may, but on this season of Pantheon, it basically comes right out and shows us that.
Dude, spoilers!
Honestly, I don't know if I'd say I'm blown away by this first episode, but I am excited, tingly almost, after watching it. Although I've yet to make many videos about this subject, I have always wanted more shows like Pantheon, more animated dramas, or really anything animated that isn't part comedy. A lot of kids' cartoons are all comedic, no matter the genre. And though it's changing, a lot of adult cartoons were the same way. If you wanted something, say, meatier than SpongeBob,
Big, meaty claws!
you either gave up and watched Family Guy, or you turned to Japan. In more recent years, we have gotten things like Primal, and now Pantheon, of course, so that makes me really happy. Admittedly, this episode is a bit slow, and since it's actually 40 minutes long, that might be a bit of a barrier for some people used to shorter cartoons. The episode also jumps from character to character, only teasing what it has under its sleeve. It's very much a setup episode, but I found myself being drawn into the character's world regardless. Plot-wise, I'm really intrigued by what Pantheon has shown so far. It looks like it's going to be about Maddie and Caspian slowly uncovering some kind of conspiracy regarding the company where her father worked, which somehow has to do with the singularity in UIs. I don't know where those scenes with them having powers comes into play, though. And also, on a more personal level, I feel for Maddie, who lost her father and deals with cyberbullies, and for Caspian, who just seems to be misunderstood in general. I think the show's themes of mortality and what makes us human is ripe for exploration in an animated show. The concept of exploring what it means to be human, if we can just upload our minds, has obviously already been covered by other media for decades, but it's still an interesting idea for a cartoon, especially these days, where the idea of uploading your mind to a computer seems less like science fiction and more like something that could happen one day. Side tangent, but when I was a teenager, I actually wanted the singularity to happen and thought it would be really cool to upload my brain to cyberspace. I have the feeling that this show will cast a doubt on how cool that actually would be. Just from one episode, I think the characters are all written in depth. Even the parents of the main characters have layers to them that you just can't wait to see get peeled back over the season. Like Maddie's mom, Ellen, who is overly protective of her daughter in some classic frustrating parent ways, like not trusting her daughter to chat with a stranger online. Come on, Mom, it's 2022. But then we'll also step in to stop a bully by threatening to kick their ass in a scene that made me want to fist pump. And she's also struggling with her feelings for this new guy in her life, and the love she still has for her seemingly deceased husband, David. Then you have Caspian's folks, who seem toxic as hell, with his dad throwing a fit over his wife's cooking, but then it seems like it's just an act to put on in front of his son, that even the wife is in on. Why do that? What the hell's going on there? Honestly, I wonder how much of all that would annoy me if this was in a live action show, but it doesn't because it just happens to be animated. Speaking of being animated, the show also looks really nice. It's not heavily stylized exactly, but it kind of leans almost anime a little bit here and there, but that might just be me. Its animation is handled by Titmouse, who have helped work on shows like Motor City and The Legend of Vox Machina, so in my opinion, it's in good hands. It does look a little off in some places, but that is not unusual with animation like this. And they did such a good job with Vox Machina, I think they'll knock it out of the park, even with something a bit less exaggerated like Pantheon, at least from this first episode. Although a preview of later episodes revealed that there will be some action, so things may not be as calm as this episode lets on. Personally, if I had to wager, Pantheon might be a sleeper hit. I didn't know the show was even coming out, or even that it had come out, until I saw it on Kim Cartoon. Not to mention, it's on AMC Plus, which I had no idea existed until now. So hopefully this video gets more eyes on the show. Or maybe I just live in a cave, and everybody already knows about Pantheon, who knows. In which case, if you did, please let me know what you thought of the first episode, and only the first episode. That way no one gets spoiled for episodes 2 and 3, namely me. And if you want me to review more of this show, please tell me down in the comments as well. I'd love to talk more about this show, especially since I think I'd have more to talk about review-wise in future episodes, as opposed to this one, which was mainly setting stuff up for the rest of the season. And now for the probably the least watched part of any of my videos, the promos. Once again, I have a merch store you can buy shit from if you'd like. A store tab can be found on my profile, and I believe there's a little bar below the video as well, which will show off some of the merchandise you can get. You can also consider becoming a member to get exclusive content like emotes, polls, or access to early videos. And finally, I'm an ambassador for Extra Wallets, a slim, smart wallet that delivers your cards to you with the press of a button, plus protects you from having your card info stolen. Think about buying one today, if you want. Anyway, that's all I got. Take care.